Good afternoon, sir. Sir, may we ask what was discussed in your meeting with Madam Suchi?
Well, siyempre nakakamangha kausap isang person na very historical. Yung sa akin, may pagka-personal, the struggle that my father underwent, my mother underwent, you can see that she underwent the same thing. Medyo paspasan na pag-usapan yung lahat ng mga observations, thoughts, etc. Mga nagmumungkahi tayo ng... Baka I should put it in the proper context. No? And I said it earlier, you have two groups who were dramatically opposed to each other. But the key to Myanmar's prosperity and stability and enhancement for the entire region needs a certain amount of cooperation between the two factions. So, when you look at President Thein Sein, you look at Madam Aung San Suu Kyi, they're the focal point of trying to achieve that unity of purpose in advancing the cause for Myanmar. So yung difficulties in achieving that, napag-usapan rin yun. Experiences nila as, what did she say? I think there are 43 members in parliament of 600, of a parliament of 600. Tapos may general topics na, no? Things that we may be able to help them out in terms of yung alleviating poverty natin, what are our programs for adaptability. So, the problem is, medyo compressed ngayon time, you're trying to talk about all of those things at the same time. And I had the opportunity also to talk to the Speaker of their Parliament, who I understand that they have a very good working relationship with. No? Yung Madam Aung San Suu Kyi says that the Speaker is very fair. They are not relegated to a very small minority that has no say. They have been able to have parang more output than what they expected, primarily because of the fairness of the Speaker.
Sir, because of the role that they played in their respective countries, Madam Suu Kyi is often compared to your mother. When you were face-to-face with her po, may mga pagkakatulad po ba kayong nakita kung meron man?
Yes, no, and including also reminders of my dad. Alam mo yung house arrest ka, I understand close to 20 years. Yung siyempre, sinusubukan mo yung picture, paano kaya kayang i-withstand na 20 years? Paano kaya yung pag hindi ka klaro, nandito ka sa pwesto ngayon, no? Gusto mo umabot, kunyari you're at point A, you want to get to C. Yung B to Y is not spelled out, wala namang roadmap dyan. But you keep the vision, you keep at it, you keep working. So sinabi nga, those who were most active were the most optimistic. Those who were most pessimistic were the least active. So, dun, no? Ito talaga yung klarong-klarong leader na hindi sumunod ng formula, na ang challenges ay nagpatong-patong. Siguro kung titignan mo in hindsight, hindi mo akalain na ito pala nga harapin mo at nalaktawan mo. That really came through. Siyempre, maturity, wisdom.
Last question from me, sir. Did she ask for an advice from you? Kasi kinonfirm lang po niya na she'd like to run for president.
Hindi naman namin pinag-usapan yung how to run for president.
Hello, sir. Sir, did you invite the madam to visit the Philippines soon?
President Thein Sein, the Speaker, and Madam Aung San Suu Kyi. Long-standing na yata invitation kay Madam Aung San Suu Kyi. After she was released, I think I had an opportunity to talk to her on a phone. And that was the time, at the appropriate time, when you're ready, may we invite you to the Philippines. So I reiterate ko lang today.
And she was amenable to your offer?
Sabi na hopefully soon. But their elections are not that far off. So, syempre, yung outputs to convince, di ba parang politician, like upcoming elections, will your electorate is your electorate happy already with what has been achieved? So yung focus nila is to really deliver more, before the next elections. So that might, I assume, will put a lot of burden on their time.
Sir, can you share with us how the Philippine government will help Myanmar with, how to boost cooperation with Myanmar in terms of economy and political reforms?
I understand there are 3 companies already. No? Philex is one of them. working with partners or talking with partners already for possible copper and, sorry, nakalimutan ko isang mineral pa. Philex, that's Philex, no? Maynilad sa water distribution, minimizing wastage. Meralco for electric distribution and systems in place. Yun ang immediate na tatlo. President Tenchen was asking us help in mostly in agriculture and also to a degree parang yung energy. Meron yung invitation, yung bureaucracy nila na i-build up. NEDA, I understand, will be inviting parang their counterparts to undertake trainings in the Philippines with regards to this. So, pero ang concentration ko na kay Tenchen, President Tenchen, was agriculture. Pero baka gusto, curious ako. Sabi, they thanked us for the students that they sent who studied in our agricultural institutes. So sabi, pinuri ko naman sila ako. Nag-aral kayo sa amin, siguro may ma-impart kami sa inyo. Mukhang natuto kayo na mahusay dahil nag-i-import na kami sa inyo ng bigas. I think the biggest component of our trade currently with Myanmar is rice.
Sir, can you tell us, can you give us some more details on your meeting with the Myanmar president and also with with Mr. Klaus Schwab?
Right, Professor Schwab. Kay President Tenchen, basically, number one, nung una ko sa makilala, medyo uncomfortable ako ng konti dahil bringing up po yung issue ni Madam Aung San Suu Kyi. So medyo hindi naman kami ka-age bracket. No? Bagong salta ako sa ASEAN. Tapos parang, maski paano mo sabihin maganda, parang ang tono nagpapayo ka sa nakakatanda mo. No? At in fairness to him, hindi naman siya naging belligerent doon sa binanggit ko na importante maging mas inclusive yung sistema, may stability, it will induce stability. Yung stability nyo is the necessary component for prosperity. Your stability and your prosperity redounds to ASEAN's own increased stability and prosperity. Okay. Now, after that meeting, talagang parang nakita naman natin, nagkaroon ng elections for the 45 seats that were contested in the by-elections, napunta sa opposition. So talagang parang may opening up na nangyari. Medyo matagal-tagal sila isolated. So pag tayo tinatanong, dapat i-engage natin yung Myanmar, lift yung sanctions, at tulungan sila na mapakitang itong rutang dinadaanan nila, nakakabuti hindi lang sa kanila pero sa atin lahat. So lahat ng mga nanonood, hindi pwedeng parang bystander lang at meron. Dapat naman makitulong tayo sa kanila para dire-diretso itong rutang tinatahak nila. Sorry, what was the second part of the question? Kay Schwab. Siyempre, nagkausapan doon sa ekonomiya natin sa Pilipinas. Pinag-usapan din yung pag-host natin next year. Parang yung masyadong mahaba ang aming diskusyon dahil medyo na-compress doon sa time. Pero nandun nga yung mga praises sa ginagawa natin ngayon. Ang dinagdag lang niya, normally raw, pag mayroong ganito mga forum, doon lang siya sa mga meeting, walang parte na vacation. Now, nung una kami beses nagkakilala, dinalaw niya ang Pilipinas raw noong panahon na si Marcos na namumuno sa atin. At medyo, parang ba sabihin yan, baka magagalit na naman si Senator Bongbong, pero parang, after that round, hindi na siya bumalik. Ganun na lang siguro yung dulo nun. No? Bahala na kayo mag-conclude bakit hindi siya bumalik. Pero ngayon daw, pagpunta niya sa atin next year, binabalak niyang magkaroon ng parting bakasyon rin. Besides the forum. So, siguro na-engganyo na rin siya sa kampanya ni Secretary Menes na It's More Fun in the Philippines.
Sir, ano yung one word daw na to describe you kanina? Did you get that?
Sorry, one word to describe
You
me?
and your leadership kanina nung sa sa closing ng plenary. Did you?
Hindi ko maalala mo rin.
Anyway, sir, it's okay.
May problema ko kasi nung kaming tatlo na, di ba? Tagal ng headphones, ng headphones. Namiss ko ng konti. Okay na?
Sir, yung WEF, are we prepared for the WEF gathering next year?
Well, hindi ko naman sasabihin today we're ready, no? But by the time that we will be hosting it, we will be very ready. And of course, that is only preparatory for the bigger hosting event, which is APEC in 2015. So, continuous ang mga meetings, designation of people, yung estimate of the expenses, yung mga kakulangan natin yung pinupuno. So, again, we expect to be very, very ready by the time we host it. Spokesperson siya ako.
Sir, yung Sabah report po ba na ibigay na sa inyo? Because
Pina-check ko, wala pa raw eh. Wala yung Sabah. Meron lang ako yung updates on the number of people na displaced, incarcerated, yung ganun. That is encompassed in a report called the President's Situation Room Report in daily, na brief. So, ina-update tayo dyan. There are other cases na tinas natin ang NBI, amongst others, yun ang mga naunang dumating sa atin.
yung sa Taiwan, sir, yung sa Balintang Channel. And also, yung mismong Taiwanese president na, sir, nagsasabi na they want a fisheries agreement or cooperation with the Philippines.
Well, from the start, they were saying that. No? Pero as I said nga, tapusin muna natin itong issue to. Tapos bago natin pag-usapan yung fisheries agreement. In the meantime, we are preparing. Medyo in-inventory natin lahat ng mga batas natin with regards to our patrimony and the regulations affecting fisheries. No? Plus, siyempre kasama na din yung impact on our own fishermen. So, once we're ready with all of that, then we can sit down and discuss with them. There's no harm in talking. Not as of yesterday.
Sir,
Manila, satisfied daw po kayo dun sa Serentra investigation?
Yung wala ko nakikitang grounds para i-refute. No? For instance, it is not a bomb. So, ang preba doon, number one, wala kayong mga bomb fragments sa mahanap, triggers, wires, etc. Number two, nagkaroon ng very extensive swabbing, yung pagkukuha ng mga residue. Nung nireport sa akin, something like 71 samples. And none of these 71 samples tested positive for any explosive compound. Yung physical damage, yung cratering na tinatawag pag may bomb, not present also. So, if you remember, hindi ko naman inatasan lang yung EOD units, yung crime lab, yung NBI to look into this. Dinamay ko na rin ang DOST, DPWH, tsaka DOH to determine, para to gather as much clues as possible that will lead us to the correct conclusion.
Sir, on cabinet appointments, may final cabinet post na po ba para kay Senator Lacson and Senator
Hindi pa kami
Pangilinan?
nakakausap ni Senator Lacson at Senator Pangilinan. Si Senator Pangilinan kakabalik recently yata. We're setting that up. And precisely to dovetail what they want with what is available.
Sir, sunod lang doon, an EO daw po is being drafted to create an anti-crime commission.
And there's already an existing yung PAOK mechanism already.
Sir, going back sa web hosting, where do we get the funding? Will the private sector help in funding it?
Nandito yata ang ating budget minister. Secretary Abad. In as much as you're not inviting us to it, may invite you to answer. Where will we get the funding for the hosting of the WEF East Asian Forum? Para authoritative na.
Sir, well, pwede na ho natin isama yan sa regular budgets. Pero ho yung infrastructure tsaka yung preparation requirements, kukunin ho natin sa ating contingency fund. And maluwag ho yung ating unprogrammed funds kasi especially recently.
Okay, thank you. Baka wag natin i-announce kung gano'ng kaluwang. At baka bigla sumikip. Yun ang point. But a lot of it will be Kasi we will not set up infrastructure just for this event. You know? For instance, yung mga pag-improve natin ng airports is really for the tourism aspect. No? Amongst the items, hindi lang man yung runways, tsaka yung facilities, yung instruments, pati yung mga apron, mga terminal, ini-increase natin to absorb the increased tourist arrivals. And by the way, we increased first quarter mga 10% from last year, tourist arrivals.